Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. This has been a community request and we're going to be looking at RADICLE today. So let's get into the price action and actually see what's going on here. Okay, so the first thing that we need to touch on is the fact that we do not have a lot of price history here. There are also extreme wicks within this coin, so it does make it harder to use Elliott-wave theory with these sorts of coins. But we're going to do our best and see what we come up with. Now, the thing we need to be aware of is because we've been in a downtrend like this and these moves to the upside are still looking corrective, they can potentially turn into something impulsive, but because they are still looking corrective, we need to be very aware that there is still the potential we could actually come back down and take this low at this 134 and actually look to set a new low here. So we need to be aware of that fact when we are looking at these sort of charts. There's no guarantee this is a low here, and we don't have enough structure here to look for previous moves as a confirmation of that. So there's two ways that I'm looking at it. In this way, we have both the bullish and the bearish case here. So the bearish case to me would be something like this, where we actually treat this move as a W, an X, and a Y, where basically within this structure here, we've had a three-wave move up here, and we've had a three-wave move up here with this move in between us, connecting it up, basically. So that would make this W, X, and Y. Now, because of this, basically we've come up into this 50%. This could actually mean we could start to break down deeper and actually look to lose this low here. So 1-to-1, if this is a W, X, and Y from the top, would actually be down here towards this 29-cent range. The highest that I want to see this actually come if this is a Y wave would actually be this 9443. That would be the minimum requirement we'd be looking for here as a 0.618 of that W wave. So we need to be aware though, this can actually look to move down to these depths of this 2916. So the bullish scenario here, there's a couple of ways we can look at it, but basically what we'd have to argue is two things. We would have to either argue we're getting something like this, where we're getting a expanding diagonal. Now this would only be valid for as long as we hold this $1.33. Now the key thing within this is we would actually have to have a move down past this zone of this $1.77. So we would have to have this move to the downside, cross this 177, and then we would actually have to see a three-wave move to the upside, which would have to cross this zone of this $8.04. Obviously, these targets will change slightly depending on how deep this comes, if this is correct. What we'd want to see, though, is a three-wave move to the downside here, looking to cross this 1-to-1 over here at the $1.77. Then we'd want to see a three-wave move to the upside, looking for this fifth wave here. Now, if we did get something like this, this could potentially set us up for a leading diagonal as an expanding diagonal. These are not the most common of structures, so it is making me very wary about looking at it in this way. But effectively, what we'd be arguing is that we could be looking for this as a 1 and then a 2. So what we'd want to see here, if we do get another push to the upside in three waves, is we'd want to see another three-wave move to the downside, actually looking to maintain this zone of this $1.96 to this $3.27. So that would be our key zone of support here. So this would be the bullish case, where we'd actually then look to potentially form a wave 3 to the upside afterwards, looking for this 49.11 as a third wave target. Now the key thing here is there is also another way of looking at this. We could argue that we have a 1-2 and we've set up for another 1-2 in this blue count here. The problem is we would have to turn around pretty soon because we already challenged this 0.786, and the lowest I'd really want to see us come is down into this 19.99, which would be this $2 range. That will be a key level in my opinion. If we do look to push down further, this $2 zone would really be the lowest that I would want to see here, and that would be looking at this possibly as a wave 2. Now the problem is with this internal move here, it's very difficult to count this into this point as completed. It does look like potentially there could be more. We could argue that within here we have something like this as A, B, and C, in which case what we'd be looking for is, potentially towards this 1-to-1 would actually be down here towards this $1.60, and we have come down to this 0.618 of it, which is sitting at this $2.13. A 0.786, which would be just past this zone of this 0.854, which is this lower range here, this 19.99. What we could see is, a move down into this level and then looking to reverse if this is the case. But once again, we'd have to see good structure play out after this. So we'd have to argue that within here we had a 5-wave move to the upside. We'd be looking for a 3-wave move to the downside. The invalidation of this comes by crossing this 164. What we'd want to see then is from the support zone here, we'd want to see a bigger 5-wave sequence, which actually looks to push us up towards this zone of this 1729. And then we'd want to see an additional 4th and 5th wave here for this blue count to play out. And then we would have the possibility that we could have a 4th wave up in this area that still needs to play out. If we do get something like this, effectively what we'd want to see is this high not be challenged, and we'd want to actually see this 4th wave only come down into this range here of this area, this 1275 to this 628. We wouldn't want to lose this zone, and we'd want to see continuation after that point. The lowest we'd want to come here for a 4th wave would actually be this 628. So this would be looking for that possibility of a break to the upside from this point. Like I said, though, it's not looking great in the structure. And what we need to be careful of is there is the potential that if we come down here into the smaller time frames, we're going to go over this. So basically, we'd be looking at this as an A, a B, and then a C. So that 1-to-1's down here at this 160, like I said, and we have the possibility that we have, the 0.618 has already been met here. Now, the problem that we have is it doesn't look complete to me, so we need to be careful that we don't still have an additional drop here where this becomes 1, 2, this becomes another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another 4 and a 5, in which case we could actually look to push down, lower towards this 1-to-1. So we're going to go over these internals in a second now. What we are looking for the possibility of here on the internals is this is the bearish scenario, but the secondary internals are going to be the same here. So what we'd be looking for is that we could actually have extension in here where this becomes a 1, 2, and then we have a series of 1s and 2s in here, which are still to play out. So in the shorter time frame here, what we're looking for is that potential of a 4th wave to the upside, looking for a 5th wave down. And then from there, we're going to have to monitor this to see whether we get additional legs here for this additional 3rd and 4th. So if we do break down one more time and we push down towards this $2 range, we're going to have to watch this previous structure again. And what this could mean is that we could see continuation to the downside here. So invalidation of that would come by crossing that $2.42 after we complete this first 5 waves move down. Now, if we are looking to actually get this as a 4th wave, it is not allowed to cross this line of this $2.29. If we cross that area, then this move could actually just be rather a corrective structure. I mean, this move down is definitely looking impulsive, but it's how we count this next move. I guess if we had to turn now in reverse, we'd have to say that there's some kind of a diagonal here where this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but it would be very shallow 5th wave, and I don't really like the look of it, to be honest with you. I think it's more likely that we're going to see this continuation to the downside. Now, the key thing here is if we do push down towards this zone of this $1.68, we need to be cautious because this would then put us in a situation where we have some potential here that we have this as another 1, 2 here. This would become 3, 4, and then we'd still see an additional 5th wave to the downside one more time. And now that would look to actually bring us down to this lower level here. And if I just throw this fib onto this high here, the key zone that we're looking for here as an impulse is actually lower down towards this 99 cents. So if we do start to break down deeper, it could be that all of this move here is actually within a bigger 3rd wave, and then we actually look to push down towards the zone of this 99 cent. So this is why we need to be careful. There's a lot of ways this could still be extending out here, and this could actually still be within the wave 3 of the 3, and it just hasn't fully developed. So this is why, as long as we fail to actually take these swing highs again, this area here of this 258, this 262, and this area here of this 274, we need to be cautious of that possibility that we could continue to break down here and just get 3-wave moves to the upside, break down. Then we get another 3-wave move back into this 4th wave previous zone, then break down again, and then, so on and so forth until the sequence is done. But the key area here we're looking for, if this is going to be a 1 and a 2, is actually much deeper here towards this 99.88. So if we do break down this low, this would be confirmation that we are within the bearish count, in my opinion, because this would actually put us below these levels here and would put us towards that zone where we're looking for that bearish that bearish potential of actually coming down towards this 0.618, which is sitting here at this 9443. And then, if it does look to extend out, we could even potentially push down to this 2916. So we just need to be careful with this one. There is, like I said, that bearish potential here. We need to hold that, key support if we are looking to reverse out from this current area. It is possible, like I said, we could look to reverse in this zone of this $1.99, but there's nothing suggesting it at the moment. And until we start to break some of these swing highs here, we need to just be cautious that this could actually look to continue to sell off and continue to break to the downside. So that's going to be what we're looking out for. This $1.99, $2 level would be the last sort of zone of defense I would be looking at. In my opinion, that would be a likely point to actually turn around if we do actually push down one more time. But we're going to have to just monitor this move and see exactly how the waves form. We do seem to be getting some kind of a move off the bottom here, which could be an impulse as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. But this doesn't necessarily mean that we're out of the woods, because within that bearish count, what we could be looking for is still a fourth wave here. And if we're looking for this fourth wave, it's possible what we could get is something like this as an A, B, and a C, and come back and test the swing high and then still break to the downside. So we need to get some more substantial structure here. If we were just talking about the current move that we have here, we'd want to see a move back above this $2.38 to even start looking at this as an impulsive structure here, where we actually look to break up here towards this 238, and then what we'd be looking for is that potentially within here we have a completed 5-wave move. This becomes a wave 3, 4, and a 5, and then you can see how this would then push us past some of these key levels. It would take out this wave 1 here and then give us that possibility of a reversal. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Everyone, have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.